that's nice for the nation to know, that when you come on the call, you're able to get right through. I have an off-the-wall question. It's citizenship. I want to know if Mr. Tamraz is a strictly U.S. citizen or if he had maybe previous citizenship somewhere else.
Thanks.
No, I'm only a United States citizen as of '89, and before that, obviously, I was a foreign citizen, but I don't have dual citizenship.
How much time did you spend in jail in Lebanon, and why?
I never spent jail in Lebanon. I was kidnapped in Lebanon, and I spent 20 days. The why is a good question. It's basically, Lebanon in '83, '84, we were in a civil war, a war that lasted 4 times longer than World War II. It was a religious war, a strong war, and basically it was the Americans against the others, and it depended on which side you were. I was on the U.S. side, obviously.
Where did they take you when you were kidnapped?
I was close to the American hostages at that time, although unrelated. I had not seen them. It was in a place called the Bekaa Valley, which is a sort of a no-man's land.
Philadelphia, you're next.
Hello?
You're on the air, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, did want to point out that I guess you can disabuse any people from the right about some kind of a left-leaning bias because you put Democratic Party contributor. At the same time, the words were coming out of Mr. Tamraz's mouth that he did contribute to the Republicans. So that's that. Second of all, the self-righteousness also, because that woman who said, I doubt that, when he gave his honest answer that he didn't give a card, it was, I watched all the hearings, it was Mr. Meadoff, who testified the next day, who gave the card, and she very curtly said, I doubt that. And that's where I think a lot of this comes from, the self-righteousness. Third, very quickly, I think Mr. Tamraz made a slight mistake. I know he's being perfectly honest when he said he didn't give to the GOP this year. Did he not contribute to the Republican senatorial inner circle, and that money was returned, they said? And they said it was returned, and was it returned?
Thanks.
Yes, it's true. They did solicit me and for one of their committees on the Republicans, and this was returned. But I also contributed to Republican senators that haven't returned.
Did they tell you why it was returned?
They did not, but obviously I became an issue, and they preferred not to keep it.
Which Republican senators did you give money to that they did not return?
I gave to Larry Pressler.
Albany, New York, you're next.
Yes, good morning, and once again, a fine show this morning. I'd just like to comment and commend Mr. Tamraz for stepping forward and being just so candid at the level of how the process really works in Washington. You know, the fact that you need to get access to get your view across even, and that whether you're Republican or Democrat, they're all taking the money, and they're all playing the same game.
Thanks, caller. Let's go to Denham Springs, Louisiana. You're next.
Good morning, Brian.
Hi.
Once again, great show. And next time you have all your reporters on that tell you that America's not interested, you remind them of this show.
Okay.
It's absolutely amazing. Mr. Tamraz.
Yes, ma'am.
I understand, and I have nothing wrong with the businessman meeting face-to-face with the senators or the representatives and even the president. What I resent is it costs you so much money to get into seeing. Now, I understand you said you had to go around the bureaucrats. I feel that, and I want to ask you, do you feel that this administration, and I know you probably can't answer because you have to do business with them, but isn't America's underbelly so tender with this administration because of the fact that they need money to win even in 2000?
Thanks.
I don't think so, because they raise the money, but they don't really give you anything in return. I could have just given 100,000. I didn't need to go to 300,000 to have the same invitations. I went higher because I want to be a player. I want to be heard. I want to be remembered in the future. I'm not doing something on a tit-for-tat basis. I made it very clear that once you get into the White House, the same people who got you in work very hard to keep you away from the president and to keep you away from asking anything out of line. So I don't think there's an underbelly there. It's just that they need the money. It has become very expensive, but they don't really give you anything in return in terms of going out of line. At least that's what I've seen.
The Forbes magazine lists 170 billionaires today. Are you on that list?
No, I'm not.
Are you close?
I prefer to not answer that question.
Durham, North Carolina. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Mr. Tamraz.
Yes, sir.
I want to say that I think you're getting a little bit of an unfair treatment here. Your donation of the money, your desire to get access is almost natural. The more acceptable way to do it seems to be to hire a lobbyist to do it for you. My only problem with the situation was the steps that the Democratic Party took to try and get you access after access was blocked. It may be true that you were blocked unfairly and that you had a case, a legitimate case to make. Excuse me, I have a cold. But what disturbs me about this case is the steps that Fowler took and others took to try and get you access when somebody had already blocked you.
Thanks, caller. We're out of time. Go ahead, Mr. Tamraz.
Well, it's true I was blocked, and I was blocked unfairly because, contrary to what was said, I was over-investigated. In fact, when I gave to the Virginia Democratic Party, I was challenged in the press of where my money was coming from and whether I was connected elsewhere. And that's why the only people I had who knew the real story were the CIA, and all I wanted is for them to just give information. So why should I be blocked after I took a lot of steps for this country? I don't see why I should, and it's good that we have an appeal process that can solve these problems. If I was really the wrong guy, nobody would have tried even to get me in. This I can assure you.
Has any politician contacted you since all this to say they could use some of your money?
They do contact me. I'm not going to drop names.
Still?
Yes.
And one last question. When you were invited to come on this program, what went through your mind about why you would come on and take calls at this point?
Because I like your program. It gives us a bit more time to explain the issues. You can't do it in sound bites. And it's good to get a cross-section of America of what they really think. Because I think finally the common man or the 12-man jury is a system that works and gives a chance to the truth to come out.
Roger Tamraz, thank you for joining us this morning. And thanks to our audience. Have a nice week.
Here's what's coming up this morning on C-SPAN. Next, House Speaker Newt Gingrich. He spoke yesterday before the International Conservative Congress in Washington, D.C.